Okay. My second question, I was just gonna ask, like, if you could talk a little bit about like the signaling. I know for general surgery you get 15. Can you just talk about like what that's like, and is there a certain tier to this or something?
So just so I can gauge where you're at right now, what's your understanding so far?
I just know you send a signal before applications are complete, and it's just basically to indicate you really like that program.
Pretty much, yeah. So in a nutshell, there's kind of two different ways that you can really showcase your interest to the program. There's reach outs and then there's signals. And so these programs are going to get literally thousands of contacts across the year, whether it's from students that are super interested or people that just shotgun applied to the entire country of programs, which, believe it or not, that does happen. There's, last I counted, there's like over 303 general surgery programs. So people just literally click X and go through the entire list, shoot out their applications, and hope for the best. And so every single specialty does not have signaling. Let me kind of just give you a broad overview here real quick. How does this work? And I can also pull open a guide that will be useful for you. All right, I will drop the link so you can follow along.
Okay.
Put that in the chat here for you. So if you go to our members area, then you go to the classroom, then you go to residency applications, and then you go to ERAS. And then there should be a link there that has the ERAS master guide doc. And I'm not going to sit there and read you the whole thing, but there are a couple things that I think are really key points that I want to point out here for you. And I'll drop them into our Google right here. So the ratio that I recommend is the 80-10-10 ratio. And so it's essentially 80% of your signals need to go to places that you can see yourself reasonably matching at. 10% are to places that are out of reach or very competitive programs. And then 10% are to places that you feel slightly overqualified for. And so if you take that into account that there's 15 signals for general surgery, I would do about 12 signals to reasonable programs. I would do 1 to 2 signals to reach programs. And then I would do 1 to 2 signals to programs you feel qualified for. All right. And so there's really no best way to do this, but this is kind of a good framework that I have felt has been helpful over the years, because a lot of people use all their signals on reach programs, and that's just not the best way to do it, because if you don't meet their score cutoffs or you don't meet their criteria for research or whatever the program director for that program uses, then it's essentially a waste of a signal. And so at the end of the day, 12 interviews gives you a huge chance of matching, right? So if you send these to places that are pretty reasonable for you to match at, you're going to be fine. And let me just show you another useful chart here. Just to show you the sheer ramifications of the amount of interviews that you get. And the reason why I want to show all you guys this is because understanding the process is just as important as actually doing it, because otherwise you're not going to have faith in the process unless you like really understand why we're doing it this way. So the average matched applicant, if you see where I'm circling right here, had 14 contiguous ranks. And so the whole point of knowing that is if you scroll down here and you look at the role of the contiguous ranks, this is essentially how many programs that you put on your rank order list. If you follow this up vertically, see where it intersects, that puts you at a 95% chance of matching just about. So all you need is 14 places that you rank that also rank you. And so that doesn't mean they rank you as number one. That just means that they literally rank you, right? And so the statistics are, because essentially even if you're ranked number 20 and they accept 5 people, the chances are that the 5 people are not going to match up with their top 5. And so the people that are in their top 5 may have already matched to somewhere else that they ranked higher. And so by the time they get down to you at number 20, you might actually be the first person that has not matched out of the first 19 people to another program. So you would technically be their number 1 rank. And so you start to see that literally all that matters is the volume of interviews that you get, right? And so let's just say here, there's 12 signals that we're distributing to places that are pretty reasonable for you, right? Like not like super reach programs, and then not places that you feel overqualified for. So 12 right here puts you at above an 85 to 90% chance of just having, if you get 12 interviews, and chances are if you signal a place, they're going to take your interest pretty seriously because they know you only have 15. And then we count the 1 or 2 that you send to places you're overqualified for, such as a community program. That gives you up to a 14 right here. So that puts you in the low 90s. And then your last 1 or 2 is for a reach program, maybe a dream program or someplace that will be super ideal, but you know that it's kind of nobody from your schools ever went there or something like that. And so as you see here, the difference between 15 and 20 interviews is less than a 5% difference in your percentage chance of matching. So after that point, it doesn't really matter. But if you only get 3 interviews, then you only have a 40% chance of matching statistically. So really the only thing that matters at the end of the day is just getting the volume of interviews. So how do you do that? Number 1, using your signals wisely, right? Like if you send all 15 of your signals to Ivy League programs, probably not the best move, no matter how competitive you are. Number 2, having the score cutoffs that keep you above the threshold for being able to get the interviews, right? Like if you don't have the criteria to get the interviews, then it doesn't matter. And so I'm going to share this link here in our chat so you guys are able to also have this link for later if you want to dive even deeper into it. But basically, long story short, is use the signals pretty reasonably. Don't use them all for reaches, and then don't use them all for places that you're overqualified for. So every specialty is different. If some specialties give you 4 or 5 signals, some places give you 15 plus signals. One of the things that I really urge you to think about, if a specialty gives you like 15 to 20 signals, chances are if you don't signal a program, there's a pretty low chance that they're going to give you an interview, because they know the NRMP data that you need about 15 interviews to pretty much get as close to guaranteeing as matching as possible. If you apply to 300 places, sure, there are going to be places that don't care about signaling that will give you an interview if you meet their other criteria, which is awesome, but you also end up wasting a ton of money. And so really it just becomes a risk reward for you. And I'm going to share something like this that I would probably not say online if I was talking at like a big formal event or something like that, but just because I'm speaking to you guys and I want you to kind of see the inside of workings of this. But that's kind of the inside of how all this works. Does that make sense?
Yes, I really liked how you simplified this whole process. If you were to say like maybe not all 300 programs, it would be like a healthy number.
So I applied I did vascular and general surgery. I applied to both. And I applied to, I think, like 125 programs for 2 specialties. Is that the perfect answer? No. But I also knew there were certain states I didn't want to go to, so those were easy ones to eliminate. I knew I didn't want to go to certain levels of care, so I wanted to do only centers that were level 1 trauma. So I crossed off every level 2 and level 3 trauma center. So I applied to every single level 1 trauma center and then every single vascular program except for California, I think, because there's only like 60 or 70 of them. And so that's how I got my numbers.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that helps.
It did.
All right. Who's up next?
I just had a quick question. Like regarding the signals for if you want to do like two specialties, like general surgery and like an integrated program or something like that? Like, do you get more? I've never heard of signals before. I'm only a third year right now, so this is a little bit advanced.
No, that's great. So depending, I don't know unless it's changed this year, and I'll have to look. But most of the integrated programs don't give you signals. They
Okay.
just haven't. It's not part of the process yet, and it's usually because it's such a smaller field that if you apply to the program, like let's say you do integrated vascular or integrated plastics or integrated CT surgery, there's like somewhere between 30 and 80 spots for each of those specialties. And so if you apply there, they pretty much know you're applying everywhere. So the signals kind of cease to be really that relevant. But to answer your question, if you dual apply, you get signals for each specialty you apply to.